Speaker, life coach, author, and proud part of the Mental Health News Radio Network. Join me on the journey of empowering you to kick butt in life, not get kicked by life, addressing mental health, relationships, self-care, and giving back. So hands in the air for those of you that have an Amazon Prime account. You shop at Target, you're online all the time. Now there's absolutely nothing wrong with any of these things. I am a Prime member. Amazon, click, boom, order, it's here. But here's the deal when it comes to community. It's really important. And in today's world, we're really busy. We're all over the place. We've got a lot of responsibilities we want. Honestly, and I'm part of this, I want to be able to order something and have it to my house and not have to deal with all the hassle. Well, the more I think about it, and over the years, my mentality has kind of shifted and adjusted to not just my lifestyle, but the reality of the significance of having a community focus. And with that, the importance of being loyal to local businesses, to grassroots efforts, and being a part of that, because when we are, it reinforces that we're not alone. It reinforces the power of community and kind of being supportive of one another. It's really significant. And in today's episode, I want to focus on 5 ways to enhance community in some little kind of yet significant ways. I guess for 15 years now, oh my gosh, that's crazy train. My parents, originally from New Jersey, North Jersey, moved to Virginia, right? And they have a 95-acre farm. And with that, they have raised and processed meats, beef, chicken, pork, whatever the heck you want to think about it. And you know, as family raised as you can get. And they go to farmers markets. They sell their products. And whenever I'm in town, I really try to go. It's something I think is just awesome. And having the opportunity to kind of be on the other end of the table and not just as somebody who shops, but as a vendor, it has really influenced so many things in my life in terms of how important community is. So my parents work really hard. Twice a week, they would go to the farmer's market. And you have, you know, the people that bake bread, to soap makers, jewelers, people that sell meats, vegetables, whatever the heck it is, really representing the community. And all these people who work really hard, and with many of these individuals, they have a real burning passion within them for what they do. Their product is really almost always fresher with less added stuff, comes from the heart, and it's, I don't know, just pretty neat and layered, but it's hard work. And so when it comes to our communities, this is kind of what my hope for you in terms of a takeaway today, that you have to find your balance, right? What works for you? For some of us, it's, okay, Aaron, I don't have time to breathe. I'm not getting everything from sneakers to bread, you know, to my candles at local stores. I just can't do that. I understand that. But what we can do is, well, maybe you pick up the sneakers, you know, every cycle at the local, you know, sneaker shop, right? At your shoe place downtown or whatever it is. And it's kind of finding the balance that works for you. I know I am not giving up my Amazon Prime, but what I am going to do is when I am running into a coffee shop, I'm going to a local coffee shop. When I'm going and I want that really awesome loaf of bread, I'm going to go into that local bakery and try to make these connections, because those mom and pop, those local shops, the ice cream parlor, the coffee shop, the baker, the whoever it is, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, they are a part of our community. And when we allow ourselves to kind of hold significance in that, whether we realize it or not, it really does keep our community tighter together. And within so many of our towns, there's so much competition from Targets, from online shopping. A lot of these shops are going out of business. A lot of pressures coming, whether it's state or federally speaking, coming you know, with regulations with farmers, whether that be with beef or, you know, meats, or with vegetables, fruits, whatever it is, that can really drive them out of business. And our role and our contributions in our business helps them. It helps. And so what way can we be kind of more grassroots involved? And I'll say it really is a good feeling to know that you're part of your community, no matter where you live. Putting yourself out there a little bit and being kind of more conscientious, it's a good feeling. And we're giving back, we're feeling good about it, and it allows us to become a little bit more aware of the people and the things around us. So 5 ways to enhance your community in some little yet pretty significant ways starts with giving reviews at local restaurants, businesses that you frequent. You will never know, unless you're a business owner, how important reviews are when it comes to your business, right? That pizza was great. I enjoyed it. It doesn't have to be a whole paragraph. It could be 3 words. That was awesome. And giving your stars, right? And if it's a place that you really didn't like, you absolutely have the right to express how you feel. But I would say this, don't be mean. And also knowing that people, places have their off nights. Wait staff don't always represent the person that owns a restaurant. And I know, that can influence absolutely our experiences, but not being mean when we leave reviews, because there's a restaurant working like all get out, people trying to keep in business, and reviews can do some great things, and they can also do a whole lot of damage and harm. So thinking before we post, but also being intentional about, what, I went to this place and it was great. Sharing that with people, especially when it comes to our local business, is really, really, really significant and important for them. Number 2, shop local when you can. The farmer's market, local coffee shop, bakery, whatever it is, go local as much as you can. I know when I was in South Jersey, there was a grocery store that I would frequent quite frequently, and it was absolutely a little bit more money for certain items, most items, to be honest, but I was absolutely willing and intentional in going there, giving that family my business, because I knew what went on behind the scenes. The gentleman, Mr. Murphy, give you a shout out, Ron Murphy, was just fantastic in terms of giving to the community, from schools to different, nonprofits and organizations and causes, and giving it and just doing fantastic things. And there's so many local businesses that are so much more invested in giving back and keeping this cycle of goodness, of giving alive, more so than most of the bigger corporations. Not always. I know sometimes you have big corporations that are able to, dump some more money in because they're bigger, but they're typically not as invested as, the guy that owns the shoe shop that's kids go to the local school. It's all rooted and connected together. So shop local when you can, and I do believe in knowing where your food comes from. Yeah, I go to the pretty consistently every Saturday to the local farmers market here, and I love being able to buy lettuce that's not sprayed, and local strawberries that haven't been sprayed, and knowing what I'm eating to the bread, and it's kind of cool, that to have that ability to kind of connect with locals, but also continuing the cycle within the community, really, really important. Going out, here's my third one, to like your community events, which, Friday downtown nights that they might have, food truck things, events with intention of gathering the community that involve local businesses. And it doesn't really have to cost a lot of money. You go out and you buy a cup of coffee at the local coffee shop, or you stop and you try a small sample from one of the new restaurants that's opened up and is trying like all get out to make it. When we support each other, it's awesome. But we're also now out at an event, bumping into, maybe meeting new people, or just having fun, getting away from work, getting away from the stress, and going and being a part of something that's community oriented. And it's really easy to isolate and kind of separate ourselves in today's day, where we're just going with all these responsibilities and craziness, and it's allowing ourselves to kind of take a little bit of a break. That could be an hour, and being part of a community, really important. It allows us, there's so many benefits. It's just crazy. It has so many benefits. Community has so many benefits. It's crazy train. So that is my number 3. Number 4 is, if you really enjoy that local coffee shop, seafood, farm stand, let the people know that are working there or own it or managing, let them know how you feel, right? That place where you just got a really amazing pound of shrimp that you bought that just was like, wow, that was fresh, that was great. That spaghetti dinner that I had was amazing. I know I'm talking about food a whole lot. To whatever it is, that computer that you had repaired from, a local person in the community. Too often we hear the scathing negatives of what we don't like, or that this person was not pleased, or we don't hear anything, kind of crickets. To hear positives go really far. Now, this not only makes us more intentional about the words that we pick and letting people just be exposed to more positives, but on the other end of it, that person that owns that business is like, man, you're recharging them, you're fueling them. Positive goes so far. It's crazy. The power of positives. Here's the last one I'm going to focus on is if there's a book, a podcast, something I'll say within your community, local authors, local people radio, local newspaper, whatever it is. When I tell you I had no concept at all until first I got into having my own business, right? An entrepreneur, the goodness chick, to being a podcaster and an author, no concept of how significant reviews were until I stepped into that territory. I've had people email me over the years, oh my gosh, I really enjoyed that podcast episode, or make a comment about the influence, encouragement about one of my books that I've written, and I'll kind of in turn say, thank you so much. If you could write a review, that'd be awesome. And I think a lot of people overthink this. Oh my gosh, what am I going to write? I have to write a whole paragraph. Listen, leave that 5-star review and it was great! Exclamation point. That's it, right? I know on Amazon in particular, once you hit the 50 mark, it kind of gives you a whole different exposure, right? I've had books out where I have asked people, please leave me a review. Great human beings, but just kind of forget, right? The books, the podcast, the newspaper, the whatever, especially for people who are local, right? Or aren't on the big time yet. Even those big time people, I will tell you, appreciate reviews. They go really far and they're so much less complicated than you can possibly imagine than they need to be. If you want to write a paragraph, rock on, that's awesome. If not, just leave your stars along with a word. And your voice when it comes to the people within your community who are representing, and I know that last one was a little biased on my end because I will say I'm plugging myself here, but it's a whole lot of hard work to be in a business on your own, to put yourself out there, whether you're a vendor at the farmer's market, you have your own radio show, you're an author, you're a podcaster, you're a baker, you're whatever you are, you own that coffee shop and you're putting your fingers together and taking a deep breath and praying, oh my gosh, I want this business to succeed. It's a passion. When we get the people that within our community that are representing things that pour back into our community excited and we encourage them, it goes really far. And then when we provide that encouragement, we realize, I think more than we have in the past, the significance of providing those positives, the importance of being plugged into our own community, the importance of shopping local and being loyal. Mad important. So that's something to think about. I want to know what you think. Do you struggle with shopping local? And it's not in a negative way, just in terms of my time. Is it something you are absolutely focused on? And what do you think? In what ways can we enhance that focus when it comes to being loyal to the people within our community? I want to hear from you. So if you get a chance, send me a private message, Aaron@goodnesschick.com. If you have not already, if you have read my books, Peace, Love, and Goodness, Lessons from the Drug Lady, or Higher Level of Goodness, Lessons from the Drug Lady, both on Amazon. I'd appreciate your reviews, whether that's on BookBub, Goodreads, whatever it is. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Let's keep local, my friends. Wishing you an amazing day of peace, love, and local loyalty, my friends. If you enjoyed today's episode, there's a lot more encouragement and life-kicking strategies on goodnesschick.com. Have a great day, my friends.